What is up, you guys? This is MiniSuperHeroes Today. Hey guys, in this video, we're taking a look at the LEGO Star Wars Mandalorian Fang Fighter versus TIE Interceptor. Now, I was lucky enough to find this at my local Target earlier today, and I was pretty shocked that it was on store shelves, because as of this video, we don't really know a ton about this set, but I've got it here, so I guess we can figure out everything there is to know. Anyways, this set cost $100 at Target and has 957 pieces, so price piece count, you know, it's pretty fair. We've got 4 minifigs here, which we'll take a look at in just a moment, and of course, we'll decide if this set is worth the $100 price tag, so let's get into it. The first figure to take a look at, of course, is the Mandalorian in his Beskar armor. Now, I do not have the Razor Crest, so I don't know if this is the exact helmet from the Razor Crest, but it looks very similar, and it is a nice upgrade with the printing on the forehead and a little bit more sleek design to the eye visor. That being said, the torso and legs are exactly the same as we're used to getting. He does have kind of this gunmetal gray, darker jetpack, and he does have a Darksaber with this new Darksaber piece. I really wished that the edges were white like the show, but it works, it's fine. And then the other thing is, he does have the Pedro Pascal head underneath, although now that Mandalorian Season 3 is behind us, he never took his helmet off this season, so we don't really need that head here, but it is nice for those that didn't get it with the N1 Starfighter, several months back. So, that being said, it is a cool figure and a good way to kick off the set. This is the Mandalorian Fleet Commander. He uses the head from Kingo from the Eternals, so unfortunately not a new or exclusive head, but the rest of the figure is new and exclusive with that great new torso print and the awesome leg printing, and the helmet looks so great. Of course, we can lift that hair up and spin it around, so there's the more familiar Kingo head, but then we can put the helmet on, and while we have him turned around, let's point out he has that gunmetal jetpack there that looks really good. He's got a thermal detonator in his hand, and then, yeah, this thing looks so great once the helmet is on. He's got the gun in his hand. It's definitely a cool figure. Significantly less cool is the TIE Fighter Pilot. Not because it's a bad figure, it's just, well, it's not as cool as the other two. That being said, I do think that these legs may be new. I don't remember if it's the same as the TIE Bomber minifigure. I really just don't know. I actually sold that set to somebody that was looking for it, so I don't have it in front of me to take a look at. But we do have a cool head underneath, a female TIE Bomber pilot. And when you spin it around, you can see, the figure's back of the head, which is kind of a bummer. I wish that they brought back those balaclava heads we had several years back, but it's still a fine figure. It's not great, it's not terrible, it's just kind of necessary for the set. And when we get these Imperial ships, they always like to throw in some Imperial droids for us, so this time around we have R2-E6. This droid does not have printing on the back, which would have been nice because we got some back printing on R2 not too long ago, but overall it is just a nice black astromech droid that you can throw in your Death Star or your Imperial MOX to add a little extra characterization to it. This is the Mandalorian Fang Fighter. I do like that the shape is kind of reminiscent of the Mandalorian starships we've gotten in years past, and the 3 engines in the back are very cool as well. It doesn't really do anything other than having a couple launchable missiles on the underside, which of course you just push that missile in, and it fires out from a spring. But other than that, there's really not too much to say here, because it doesn't really do much of anything. Of course, you can lift this printed cockpit up and fit one of the Mandalorian figures inside, and removing him, I actually do like the colors that they used with the tan for the seat there, and I like what they did here for the handle, kind of like a control. And then we also have a printed 1x2 cheese slope there that has some cool computerization on it. We do have some guns here, but overall, there's really not too much to say here. I honestly don't even really remember this from the episode. If it was there, it just was completely lost on me. So I don't know if maybe this was featured more prominently in the finale of the season, because that's the only place we saw like the TIE Interceptors and the Mandalorians, in battle. But regardless, I do think that this was kind of used to drive up the price of the set, but it's all good. I really do think that this set is worth $100, just kind of cutting to the chase, so I do like the way this is built. It's very solidly constructed, and it just feels like a good Star Wars ship to fill out your fleet. We've gotten a ton of TIEs over the years, but it's been a long time since we've gotten an Interceptor at minifigure play scale. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think the last one was in 2007. So it is very, very cool to get one here. I wish that it wasn't gate kept behind an $100 set, but regardless, it is built really well. If you take a look at the wings, I love what they did here with the Technic to get the angles there. And they seem a little bit flimsy, but it's actually pretty sturdy once it's in your hand, if I'm being honest. I like that a lot. We do have two green missiles here, which when we flip it around back, you can see that you would just push this tab down and it shoots the missile out, a little something like that. I like the little black circular build here we have for the engine in the back. You can literally hear the TIE fighter sound in your head just by looking at it. And overall, it's a really great construction with these black pieces. The way that the trim is done with the gray, I love that as well. And then, of course, the four guns on the ends of the wings look great as well. Really love that. And then for the cockpit, as far as playability goes, you can lift forward this plate here, and there's your figure. And for added, accessibility, you can reach in there and bring the figure in and out. As far as play features go, not too much going on in there. Got another one of those 1x2 cheese slopes there with some printing on it for a computer control. Basically, you just drop your figure in there, little something like this, and then close up the hatches and speed off into battle. So for a $100 set, there's really not too much more to say other than that, because both of these are pretty simple. They don't have a ton of play features, but they are definitely very swooshable, and I definitely think the set is worth the $100 price tag. With that being said, let's zoom out and I'll give you my final thoughts here. Well, I do think that this is a very cool set. I actually do think it's worth $100. However, I do think that these could have been two individual sets, and I do think that it's a little bit skeevy that, you've got to spend $100 to get one of the most iconic TIE fighter variants of all time, and a ship that really doesn't have much, provenance to it when it comes to the Mandalorian. Like, I barely even remember this in the episode, if it was there at all. That being said, it is a cool set. I do think it's worth the $100 price tag, and I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments, so be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Well, you made it to the end of the video. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and maybe check out one of my other videos listed here.